Happy Halloween, Vikings fans. Welcome in the Vikings Now by Chat Sports. My name is Patrick Siepman. We got a lot to break down on today's show. We do have an injury update around Blake Cashman, as it's looking like he may be out there for the purple and gold this weekend. Then also TJ Hockenson. It's looking like he is 110% for the Sunday Night Football matchup versus the Colts. And then Jordan Addison, he hinted that big game 3 may be coming to US Bank Stadium this weekend. But before we dive into that, I want all of you guys to get down in the comments section and let me know what your favorite Halloween candy is. Honestly, Halloween is one of my favorite holidays that we celebrate here. So if you guys could, let me know what is your favorite Halloween candy. For me personally, I got to go Twix. You guys let me know what's your favorite candy down below in the comments section. Now, let's take a look at the injury report here first from yesterday's practice. This is for Wednesday, not Thursday when you guys are seeing this video, but Blake Cashman was a DNP, still dealing with that turf toe. David Quessenberry was limited with an knee injury. Taki Taimani was also limited with an ankle. Caleb Evans practiced in full. TJ Hockenson in full. Theo Jackson, Josh Albert as well. All a full practice for them. But I think the biggest concern heading into this matchup with the Colts is, what's the status of Blake Cashman? Well, Kevin O'Connell had this to say around the Vikings middle linebacker, saying, I think we can have some pretty good understanding after Wednesday as of where Blake's at. But he says, I'm still really hopeful we will have him this Sunday night. And listen, I have talked about the impact that Cashman has made on this defense in, a countless number of times, because I really do believe he is the glue to this defense. Like, I'm not comparing him to Fred Warner, because Fred Warner is one of the best middle linebackers that we have possibly ever seen in the National Football League, but his impact on that Niners defense is very similar to the impact that this guy right here, Blake Cashman, has on the Vikings defense. He wears the green dot. He is one of the better coverage linebackers in the National Football League, and with the Vikings defense, it's all based off communication at that last second where Flores, he gets to play into Cashman, the offense adjusts, and then it's Cashman making that readjustment, and he is a great communicator, and he is overall one of the best green dot wearers in the NFL. And PFF, they got him graded out pretty high so far this season. Overall grade, 75.6. That's 25th out of 154 eligible linebackers, but pass rush grade, not the highest for Cashman, but run defense and coverage. He is top 25 in both so far this season, and that is really where we have seen this Vikings defense take a step back. Yes, the pass rush hasn't been good over the last couple of weeks, but I'm not chalking that up to Cashman. I'm mainly chalking that up to the edge rushers and the guys like Patrick Jones, who has really struggled. But we have really seen Cashman not there in the run game. The Lions, they ran all over you. The Rams, they were able to get a good run game going. And plus, in terms of covering linebackers, covering tight ends, terms of covering running backs, Ivan Pace is not nearly the same guy that this man is, Blake Cashman. And here are the raw stats from the season so far: 23 tackles, 1 sack. He's got 3 PBUs and 14 stuffs so far this season. I can't wait to have him back. He's just going to add that juice, add that extra gear for this Vikings defense, and he really is that glue that holds it all together. And, Cashman being back doesn't just improve the Vikings defense as a whole, but I think it improves this guy. Now, I'm not saying Ivan Pace will never be able to wear the green dot, but at this point in his career, I think he is at his best when he is not thinking, and he is just kind of playing like a bull in the china shop, where he is just, super, super aggressive. But if he has to wear the green dot, you're forcing him to almost overthink some situations. And I think a great example of that was when Williams, the running back for the Rams, it was on the first drive of the game. He was running a Texas route on Pace, and he just really sold the out route, cut it back upfield, and he had 5 yards of separation. It was probably the easiest touchdown throw and catch from Stafford to Williams so far. So I think the biggest impact we're going to see with Cashman being back is this guy's going to take another step in his game and probably get back to who he's been, during his rookie year and throughout the first 5 games this season. But let's talk about it. TJ Hockenson, how is he feeling? Well, this is what Hawk had to say. He says, I've been feeling great, just detailing stuff up and trying to get ready to roll. Now, I think Hawk, this is great news. Obviously, he's a top 5 tight end in the National Football League. And if he is out there fully healthy, this is huge for the offense. And also, I have loved how the Vikings have handled this situation. They weren't trying to rush him back. They were patient with him because right now the Vikings are 5-2 with a very easy part of their schedule coming up. If you can start stacking wins, then you get to the NFC North games at the end of the year with number 87 feeling fully healthy and as his feet under him completely, it could be huge. But he also had this to say. He said, when you're going through an injury like that, you just really find out who's on your side. And the Vikings were there every single step of the way, from the beginning. This is awesome. This is probably one of the coolest quotes I've seen from Hawk, just saying how the Vikings coaching staff, the Vikings, overall roster has had his back. They have been supporting him. And guys, last year, if he doesn't get hurt, he's probably a 100 reception tight end and goes for over 1,000 yards, probably finds the end zone 6 or 7 times. But he was great at the second half of last season. The one thing that I am concerned about with Hawk coming back, if you guys remember, early on in the year, he was dealing with the case of the drops, and he was dropping a lot of easy passes. And I think Hawk's one of those guys. He's a rhythm player. Once he sees a couple easy ones, come into his hands, he'll be able to really get going. So hopefully Hawk, he's 110% this weekend, and we'll definitely be able to feel his impact. But Kevin O'Connell talked about that impact, saying, I think TJ's ready to play. He's good as he's looked since we got him here. And that's saying something considering the impact he made right away in 22 and the season he was having last year at the time he was hurt. He's a huge part of our offense and a huge part of our system. And, I agree. I think, KOC, he probably views Hawk as that short, quick pass game guy. And, all of us Vikings fans have been, really hammering home hey, Kevin O'Connell, you got to get this quick pass game going. It's something that's going to help the run game. It will overall help the offense. And I think, potentially TJ Hockenson, he is that answer. He is that guy who can take a, 3-5 yard out, can turn up field and potentially get a first down. It would just keep you ahead of the sticks and all. So I think Hawk's going to have a big game. But I'll ask you guys this, over-under, 46.5 receiving yards for TJ Hockenson this weekend. Give me an O for over or give me a U for under. Now, coming up next, what's going on with Jordan Addison? We'll talk about that Instagram story one last time. And also talk about a pretty cool quote he had to say about him returning to the primetime slate this weekend as he expects a big game coming for himself. But before we dive into that, got to tell you guys about today's presenting sponsor, and that is PrizePicks. And if you guys download the PrizePicks app today, and if you guys sign up today and plug in promo code CLNS, you guys will get $50 instantly. You heard that right. $50 instantly if you plug in promo code CLNS when you make your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks will hook you guys up. So PrizePicks is the best place to get real money sports action with over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings. PrizePicks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. All you do is you pick more or less on at least 2 players for a shot to win up to 100 times your cash. Now, if you guys want to add any more juice or just increase your viewing experience, PrizePicks is the best way to do so for any sporting event that may be out there. Basketball, football, esports. You guys can literally do it all on PrizePicks. So download the app today. Use code CLNS and get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Again, download PrizePicks today. Use promo code CLNS to get $50 instantly after you make your first $5 lineup. Shout out to PrizePicks for sponsoring today's show. PrizePicks, run your game. So if you guys remember, Jordan Addison posted on his Instagram, and he said free 3. And then all the talking media heads took that and they ran with it because they probably looked at the stats for Addison this season, saw he wasn't getting involved as much as he would like in this offense. And a lot of people took that as him requesting a trade, but that couldn't be farther than the truth. Jordan Addison, he reposted one of his posts on Instagram from him back when he was at Pitt, and he says, "Mama did doubles trying to meet the first, hashtag free 3." So this free 3 thing has been something he has been saying throughout his whole life. And then Shannon Sharp and is it T.O.? I believe it is or Ocho Cinco. They have a night show where they just talk about the latest in the NFL, and they were talking about Jordan Addison, and then he posted this on his Instagram story saying, "Do your homework." I thought this was pretty cool out of Addison, kind of talking a little smack to the man Shannon Sharp. But then Addison, in the locker room after practice this week, somebody was asking him just about Sunday Night Football and what he expects from himself. He says, "Primetime, big game 3, gonna show up." Now, I think he was also referring to last year on Monday night when the Vikings took on the Niners. No Justin Jefferson was in the lineup. This was on Monday Night Football, and this was probably Jordan Addison's best game of his career. He cooked them. he was fantastic. And, this has been probably, besides adding a quick pass game, this has definitely been my biggest gripe with Kevin O'Connell is, you got a guy in Jordan Addison who is so damn good, and you just don't get him the football. Like, the fact that his numbers show up like this, 14 receptions, 231 yards, like, that's a joke. Like, yes, he's missed a couple games, but this man is too talented. He was a first-round pick for a reason to not get the football. I have been saying on this channel for the longest, I expect a big game for Addison coming soon. I missed during the Lions and the Rams game, but I'm going to triple down today, and I'm going to say Jordan Addison, he is going to dominate this Colts secondary this weekend. All the attention is going to go to Justin Jefferson. I think a lot will go to TJ Hockenson. I think Addison will have a lot of one-on-one opportunities, and I fully expect him to take advantage. But I think this is a guy where, if we just get him going, like, this offense has to, reach another level. Like, and, for all the people who are panicking over the Vikings' last two losses, like, you got to think about this big picture. Yeah, we lost Christian Darrisaw for the year. That stinks. But we also got Cam Robinson, a very solid starting caliber left tackle. And now you're getting TJ Hockenson, Blake Cashman back. Hopefully you're getting Jordan Addison back, even though he's been playing, just getting him more involved in the offense. And I actually saw Addison has been creating the second most amount of separation so far this season. When I heard that stat, I wanted to immediately dive back in and watch every single route he ran and watch where Sam Darnold went with that football on that specific play. From what I've seen, he has missed them a number of times. So I expect that to change this weekend, and I expect Jordan Addison to get out there and have a hell of a game versus the Indianapolis Colts. But I would expect Addison to get 100 yards this weekend. This should be damn near at a total of 400 yards when we're talking about this game Monday, hopefully celebrating a victory Monday. But guys, I'm also on Twitter. And hey, if you guys made it to the end of today's show, watch this entire thing. Give me a free 3 down below in the comments section. Show Jordan Addison some love. But also, that's my Twitter right there, at Pat Sieps. Give me a follow over there, and I'll give you guys a follow right back. But we'll see you guys next time. As always, go Vikes.